I'm demonstrating how to sew a fly zipper. You'll have your right and your left front cut out. Make sure that you overlock the rise, the crotch seam, from the notch to the end, and on the side with the 1/4 inch extension, make sure that you overlock from the bottom of the extension over. Line up your notches at the top, and your zipper notches should match here at the bottom. Note that one side is 1/4 inch larger than the other. You're going to start sewing at your notch. I'm using 1/2 inch seam allowance, and you're going to back stitch here. Always make sure you trim your threads as you go so they don't get in your way as you're sewing your next steps. I'm using one color of thread, the orange on the top, and blue underneath so that you can tell which side I've sewed from. You're going to fold down the top piece, and this is the side that gets your fly facing. Your fly facing and your fly extension are both overlocked before you start. The fly facing lays face to face on the front, and then you're going to sew your 1/2 inch seam allowance. When you come to the bottom, you want to make sure that you match exactly to where you stood before, or where you stopped before. So that this point and this point match. I sew from the side I already stitched so that I can see what I'm doing. You're then going to understitch, which is folding the facing to the wrong side of the garment. You can finger press that, and you're going to do an edge stitch down to your notch. So you're not sewing all the way past. The bottom of the facing is free. Your edge stitch just goes from the bottom, from the notch at the bottom to the top. You're then going to flip to your other side and sew your zipper. Notice that I'm using a split toe zipper foot. This is a really skinny foot, but it's double. It does have a piece on both sides. This makes it so that you don't have to switch right side and left side feet when you're sewing a zipper. You're going to open your zipper. You're going to put it face to face with your front, and you want to line your teeth up exactly to your center front, which is right there. Remember that you have 3/4 inch seam allowance on this side. Line the teeth face to face. Make sure that you drop it enough in order to sew the waistband. So you want to be 3/8 of an inch below the waist of the pant. Most zipper tape is about 1/2 inch, so you should see a 1/4 inch seam allowance on the outside. Make sure that the center of the zipper is also lined up at the bottom. And you're going to sew all the way to the bottom. I'm staying a foot wide away from the zipper teeth. As you get closer to the bottom, make sure that you put your needle down, lift your presser foot, and close the zipper. You can't sew past the head or the slider of the zipper without creating a bubble. Make sure you're sewing only on the front. So I'm folding the other seam allowances out of the way. And I sew all the way through to the bottom because that eliminates the need to backstitch, which creates more bulk in the zipper. When you finish that, you're going to take your zipper, your fly extension, place it face to face with the zipper sandwiched in between. And again, I sew from the side where I can see that I've sewn before so that I stitch in exactly the same place. Again, make sure all your notches are matching. And sew exactly where you sewed before. As you get closer to the top, again, you put your needle down, presser foot up, and open the zipper this time so that you're not sewing past the head. So your zipper's now on the right side. We're now going to edge stitch through all layers with the fly extension extending to the outside. And again, I'm stitching all the way through to the bottom of the zipper tape to eliminate the need for a back stitch. You can now press or finger press the edge of your fly so that it's folded back and the fly facing is facing in the correct position. Close your zipper. Line up your center fronts. Your center front notch is 1/4 inch away from where you sewed your zipper on the right side. That's so that the zipper stays recessed underneath the center front so that when you're wearing your pant, your zipper doesn't show when you sit down or stand up or move around. The zipper stays hidden. Make sure your center fronts line up. You can pin at the top to make sure that that stays put. Fold the zipper, the front open. Hold it down with your fingers. Here's your fly facing, and here's your zipper underneath. What you want to do is sew your zipper to your fly facing. So make sure your center front is lined up. Fold the front to the side. Pick up your zipper, flip it over, and sew from the bottom of your tape all the way up. This is the one step where you will not move your zipper slider out of the way because you actually want the tape to move off to the side because that creates room for the slider to sit flat underneath your center front. so you can see that the zipper tape is moved to the side. You're now ready to do your J-stitch, which is stitching the fly facing down. For women's wear, you don't want the J-stitch to be more than about 1.25 inches unless it's a strong design detail. You can also make a template, a piece of cardboard that has your shape so that you line that up and sew right next to it. First, make sure that your extension is folded away so that you're not going to sew on it. And then do your J-stitch. As you get to the bottom, you can again always put your needle down when you're going to move something and flip the extension underneath so that it's then caught in the bottom of the zipper. And this is where you will back stitch. And you're done.